Let your soul and spirit fly into mystic. Let your soul and spirit fly into mystic, into mystic, into mystic, into mystic.
Good evening and welcome back to Mystic Matters. We are in year 2012, Tricia Cunningham.
It's official?
It's official, and it's one of our, well, it is our first show back. And I just want to say thank you, Frank Fuccini, because just a wonderful person to work with.
He is.
And a great supporter.
We're very lucky to have Frank helping us out here at our public access channel and helping us with Mystic Matters. And
we just won another award, Outstanding TV Host 2011, Mystic Matters. That's Tricia Cunningham.
Yes, indeed.
And myself. And we want to thank Comcast and Frank Fuccini for this wonderful award. This
I
is
love
our
it.
second
Outstanding
award.
TV Host.
Isn't it? I think I have one on my desk, Tricia.
Yes.
But thank you very much. So here we are. Our first show, Tricia, and a lot is going on.
A lot is going on. Where should we start?
I don't even
feel like
know.
I can't believe it's only February because I feel like we're already halfway through the year. We've got a lot going on. I know I've been super busy. I know you've been super busy.
Well, first and foremost, before we even get started, I want to congratulate Tricia Cunningham on 10 years. She celebrated this year 10 years with the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. So congratulations, Tricia. That's a very, very long time.
It's a labor of love.
Yes, yes. And the community and myself have watched her grow into just this wonderful persona of Mystic, and she's done a great job for us. So thank you, Tricia Cunningham. It's been a long time.
Thank you.
So I hear you're
I
cutting
never know
your
what
hair.
she's going to say next.
I hear
when she
you're
says,
cutting your hair.
I am.
Tell us about that.
So this mane, I don't know if you could, here, look, against the white. There, I don't know. But there's a lot of hair here. There's like almost 30 inches of hair. And I'll be cutting it and donating it. But I decided, instead of just cutting it and donating it, I had to do something a little bit more to step it up a notch. So I decided to create a fundraiser out of this activity and do what I'm calling a hair-a-thon or a haircut for a cause. So instead of doing like a walk-a-thon where you give a pledge per mile, I'm doing kind of like a pledge per inch.
Oh, fantastic idea.
I'm raising $5,000 for Hospice of Southeastern Connecticut and for Terry Broder Breast Cancer Foundation, two absolutely wonderful organizations. And at the same time, we'll be donating my hair to an organization that provides wigs for children who've lost their hair from some sort of treatment from cancer, or something along that line. So it's been a great fundraiser for me.
You've had a lot of support.
I've had a lot of support. I've gotten over 60 or so individuals donating to this, a handful of businesses donating to this. It's been a lot of fun.
Now, are they donating, Tricia, on behalf of somebody? Do they have the opportunity to do that?
Everybody's different.
Okay.
For hospice, some people are making a contribution just because they know Hospice of Southeastern Connecticut is a great organization. Some people had made a donation in honor of a loved one who they might have lost. And same with Terry Broder Breast Cancer Foundation, and people will tell me their stories about a family member or share something about someone that they've lost from breast cancer or someone that Hospice of Southeastern Connecticut has gone into their homes and helped them deal with an end-of-life situation with their family. So it's been very touching. It's been an honor for me to do this and to be able to put this out there and to give these two organizations that additional exposure that they need as well.
And I know for a fact that the Terry Broder Foundation, Breast Cancer Foundation, I mean 100% of the proceeds that people are going to be donating go to 100%
go directly
research.
to scientists.
That's right,
for
research for breast cancer. So that's very, very important too as you think about down the line, not only with what Tricia's doing, but down the line with these two wonderful organizations.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So I'm still taking donations if you're interested. I'm like this close.
She's very close.
I'm pretty much at the goal. I've pretty much at this point raised the $5,000, and mid-March I have my appointment scheduled to to cut this hair. So, but if you're interested in making a donation, then you can just drop it off to the Mystic Chamber office, and you just write your donation directly to Hospice, Southeastern Connecticut, or Terry Broder Breast Cancer Foundation. The check doesn't get written to me; it gets written directly to the organizations. So it's been
fantastic.
Yeah,
fantastic.
It's been a fun thing to do. Another thing I have coming up, and you are doing this with me. In a manner of speaking.
And I look at her again. We look at each other because Tricia and I are busy, and we do cross a lot of times in some of the organizations that we're involved with.
So I was approached one night. They asked me to. I got Mayor Streeter, who is the previous town mayor for Town of Groton, and Mayor Marion Galbraith from the City of Groton mayor, and the two of them come up to me one night at an event, and they corner me, and I was in a good mood. They got me at just the right moment.
You had to be in a very good mood.
They got me at just the right time. They asked me if I would dance for the Groton Dancing with the Stars for Groton Education Fund.
Right, right.
And I said yes. And unbeknownst to me that I'm not the best dancer in the world.
Well, from what I hear, and I have my inside sources, is that
what have you heard?
Well, you know, Tricia forgot to mention also that
I'm not done yet.
Her dancing partner is Eric Janney, who was a past president, also for the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce.
And active with Groton Education Foundation.
And the Community Service Award recipient this past year. So they make a great couple, and I think they're going to be okay.
We're going to have fun.
Right.
And Suzette's so for this event, there's about 11 couples. The Town of Groton Mayor, Heather Sommers-Bond, is one of the couples with her husband. The City of Groton Mayor, Marion Galbraith, is dancing with Mayor Streeter, former mayor for Town of Groton. So it's going to be a blast.
Right.
And Suzette's one of our MCs with Captain Deno from the sub base.
Well, and that was a process as well. I was going to dance. I was asked to dance, and I thought, well, I can get out of this one.
She took the easy way out.
I did. And then I thought I would judge, and I thought that was the easiest job. If I can just hold that little paddle up and say 10, 9, 8. And then they called me up and said that my position was not eliminated, but that they needed me someplace else. And I thought, oh, you're kidding, as long as it's easy. But, you know, I have the opportunity to work with Captain Mark Deno, and it's going to be a wonderful evening. So that is March 9th. And again, the proceeds go to the Groton Education Fund, and there's going to be tickets that are being sold, so you can get on the website.
I have tickets available if you need
Exactly. And that also will be held at Fitch Senior High School, which is my past alumni as well. And so you'll see a lot of alumni dancers, and it should be very interesting. So if you're interested in that, you can reach Tricia at the Chamber of Commerce at 860-572-9578. So that takes care of the first half of March, and then we proceed in the latter part of the month, and we're right into the Irish Pride Parade.
To do in
and
Mystic.
I'll let you lead off on that, Tricia.
Okay, so March 25th is the Mystic Irish Parade. So this is one of my favorite events, being Irish and all. But even if you're not Irish, this is an amazing event for Mystic and for the community. We get thousands of people coming into downtown Mystic and lining the streets to just celebrate community, celebrate family, and just have a good, fun-filled day. And this is an event that March 25th, and it does kick off right from Mystic Seaport, and the parade route goes right through downtown Mystic and ends over at the Mystic Arts Center. And this year, the Mystic Irish Parade Committee, it's a separate organization. The Chamber loves and supports this event, but I have to let you know that the Mystic Irish Parade is an event that's put together by a group of volunteers, committed volunteers that have a separate foundation that work on this event all year long. They're very hardworking individuals, all volunteers, and they have chosen Joyce Olson-Resnikoff as their Grand Marshal for this year. So we're very excited. So congratulations, Joyce.
Congratulations,
wonderful, Joyce. Wonderful choice, and we're very happy for you and very proud for you. And
in the past, Tricia, it has been just wonderful, beautiful weather. Maybe sometimes a little bit nippy, but
we've been lucky the last few years.
We've been very, very lucky. So come on out.
Let's
and
keep
support
it that
your
way.
Community, and of course the wonderful Irish heritage as well.
Absolutely, and their big news. Every year they get a little creative, and they have kind of like a headliner event. So last year it was the Red Hot Chili Pipers. A couple of years it was the Budweiser Clydesdales.
Yeah, Clydesdales.
And this year they're having Black 47, which is a very popular Irish band that is going to be here. So I, for one, am very excited about seeing them live, and I'm very, very excited. So I can't wait to see Black 47 because that brings back memories for me.
Yeah.
Definitely brings back memories. So March 25th, Mystic Irish Parade, huge event, and
Jeez,
you got to come down. You got to come down to Mystic for this one.
And that's just in March. And of course, as these shows continue, we'll be giving you more information as the spring heats up and the summer heats up. And of course, we'll be right on top of that. But this evening, for just the rest of the show,
yes,
what we want to talk about, and you hear Tricia and I for many, many years tell you a little bit about some of our volunteers, whether it's for our events, the Mystic Art Festival, the Taste of Mystic, whatever event that we are involved in. And the most important thing is to get these volunteers, mentor them at a little earlier age.
Get them young.
And get them young so they know and understand the commitment back to your community, and also just the commitment to any organization that in the future that they will be involved in. So here at Mystic Matters, behind the scenes, we have two very wonderful volunteers, one that hasn't been with that long, and I want to introduce to my left, to your right, Stephanie. Stephanie, what is your last name?
Chevelle.
Chevelle?
Yeah. And
she is a senior at Fitz Junior High School, which is, of course, once again, my alumni. And Michael, what is your last name?
Tool.
Tool. And Michael's been with us, and I know he's been with us a long time because we've watched him grow. Okay, and when I say watched him grow, I literally mean he went from, I don't know, 5'5" to 6'9". I don't know, how tall are you?
6'5", I think.
6'5". Literally went from, he grew a foot since we've known him. And and Stephanie, she is tall in spirit. And how tall are you, Stephanie?
5'2".
With the most beautiful eyes you ever want to see. And so we're just going to just ask a few questions, and maybe they'll be comfortable enough to answer them. I'm going to start with Stephanie here.
Oh, you're going to put Stephanie on the hot seat.
So that Stephanie gets it over with, because Michael, he's not going to have a problem. But so Stephanie, you're a senior at Fitch Senior High School, and obviously you are going to college, or are you going to?
I'm going to college. I don't know where yet.
Okay, so have you applied to any schools?
Yeah, I got into one of my first choices, Providence College. So
congratulations!
Did you hear that? Providence College. First time around, just got into Providence College. And what do you want to study, Stephanie?
I think I want to study social work, but also communications.
Oh, great. Now, what brought you to that? What enlightened you to get into social work? Did you just dream that up one day, or?
I don't know. I've always wanted to work with kids, so I think I want to do something like that. And then communication is just a good field to go into. So.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, you had heard about Mystic Matters because you were interning with the Mystic Chamber one summer. So how has this experience been in terms of kind of going into communications? How has this been for you?
Definitely great, because then I know all of the things about the backstage, behind the scenes stuff, which is good. It's interesting too. The people are nice.
And you keep us in line.
Yes.
Right. Well, that's fantastic, Stephanie. So we're going to circle back with you, and I don't know. Why don't you take the lead with Michael? I don't think he's going to have a problem here.
I don't know.
Well, Michael had a really interesting summer.
I did.
This past summer. So I know we kind of talked about it a little bit on the show, but I would like you to tell our listeners what you did this summer and what was special about it.
Oh, okay.
Even though it was 5 or 6 months ago, but I'm sure the memories are still very dear.
I got a scholarship, a local scholarship, to attend the Berkeley School of Music 5-week summer program, which was a really, really great experience.
So what was the big takeaway from that? What did you do there for 5 weeks, and what was the biggest impact it had on you?
Really, it was just meeting all of these people just like me, really, that came from all over the world. I mean, I made good friends with a person from California. My roommate was from Peru. I mean, so I got to just play and bond with all these people exactly like me from all over the globe.
What kind of instrument do you play? Or instruments?
Yeah, I went there.
He's so talented, Stephanie, you know.
I went there to play bass. That's what I auditioned on. But I also play guitar and drums and piano, and I'm pretty proficient on the glockenspiel.
What is a glockenspiel?
It's like You know, it's like
Did you know what a glockenspiel was? Okay.
It's people call them bells. It's kind of like an xylophone.
I actually knew what that was.
Yeah.
That's the puzzled look on your face.
Yeah,
did not
I
tell
just
me
know.
so.
I just couldn't imagine you playing that instrument.
And when I was in 5th grade, I played a pretty mean recorder as well.
Recorder?
Yeah.
What's your favorite instrument of all of those?
I like the bass a lot.
Yeah.
I think I found my calling with that one.
Good. And do you write yourself as well?
Yeah, I write quite a bit. Yeah, I have a little rock band that gets together on the weekends and jams. We've played a few times at the workshop.
The workshop, which is a place right in Mystic,
which is a lot of fun, always.
Yeah, a wonderful, wonderful venue.
Definitely.
How are the acoustics in there?
They're great.
Excellent. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I can't believe that.
Now,
amazing.
the glockenspiel?
You don't play an instrument, do you, Stephanie? Okay, because I want to be able to pronounce the instrument if you did play it. So let's talk a little bit about social work. Okay, so I know you've probably done a long range of, at least in your mind, how did you get there? I know you wanted to work
Have you
with
volunteered
kids
in other organizations with kids?
No, not really, but I don't know. I've always been interested in adoption, so I think I want to do something along that field.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I'm
You mean
about it.
adopt yourself, or just work in that field? Because I'm up for
adoption
adoption at this point in my life.
Adopt you.
I mean, I just think it's great that you already know what you want to go, want to study, and what you want to pursue.
It's not a popular field, I know that.
Well, I guess that's probably what, not surprised, because I know that you'll be very good at what you do, but no, it's not a popular field.
You have to have a big heart, which you definitely do. So that's exciting.
Now, how long did you work down at the chamber, or at least intern at the chamber?
In the summer, I think I started in June.
Yeah, she helped out for summer, helping us getting ready for our major events like Mystic Outdoor Art Festival, Taste of Mystic.
Yeah.
So what'd you walk away from after working at those events?
I just got really, I knew how everything was planned, so it was kind of cool to see from it start to finish.
See all the work that goes into it. A lot of
There's a lot of work that goes into that art festival, isn't there?
Yeah, I remember stuffing all the envelopes for the artists.
Yeah. Well, Tricia, we talk about this every year about volunteers and the hundreds of volunteers that come, and once again I tell people that it's a very small staff down at the Mystic Chamber of Commerce, and when we put on these large events, really most of the burden goes back onto the staff, and we're very, very grateful. And our staff, we're all grateful for all of our volunteers. I mean, we are so lucky for all of the volunteers. I mean, right down from Mystic Matters, having these two individuals help us out with the camera work that needs to be done. I mean, Suzette and I are sitting here, but there's a lot that they
goes
make
on
us look good
behind the scenes, and so we really cherish our volunteers and appreciate the time that you guys are able to give back. What other, in your high school career, this goes for both of you, have you done any other volunteer type things in your time other than Mystic Matters?
A few summers ago, I volunteered at the Seaport in their planetarium, which was a great experience.
Really? Tell us about that.
Well, I've always been kind of interested in astronomy. The last few years, I started checking out books from the library, and I got really interested in it. And my mom recommended that I check out the Seaport and see if there were any volunteer positions in the planetarium, and there were. So I spent the summer there, and just helping out, showing visitors how to interpret certain exhibits, and taking money for the shows, and help setting the sky in the planetarium, and I had a blast doing it. It was a great experience.
I'm really surprised that they had that wasn't filled, that they had spaces available, because you would think that would be a popular spot for people to go for different volunteer opportunities or internships, because that is a very specific niche for people to be interested in. So that is so amazing that you had that opportunity.
Yeah, it really was great.
And how about you, Stephanie? You volunteered any place else?
Well, right now at Fitch, I'm in the nursing program. So at the end of the year, hopefully I'll be a CNA. So then I can go and work in a hospital or in a nursing home.
So how does that program work? So you're spending your senior year, how many days a week do you have courses in that subject?
I have nursing every single day in school for one period. And then we go to the nursing home about 2 times a week. And then soon we're starting to go to the hospital. So we'll actually be in the floors and do everything there, which is exciting.
You do have a big heart, don't you, Stephanie? You really, you just have a great compassion for people, I can just tell. So whatever you're going to do, you're just going to be successful. It's just a
Thank you.
wonderful thing to hear. You know, when we talk about these kids, you know, we were there at one time, you know, but it's just really, it's really nice to sort of live through their dreams and to be a part of your lives too. So both of you, whatever you guys do, just, you know, we're there to back you up. Okay, like you're there to back us up, we're there to back you up too. So Michael, any idea on what you want to be?
I think I'd really like to be a music teacher.
Okay, I can see that.
But at this point, I mean, I'm a junior, I'm just starting to look. It seems like there's a million different possibilities, so that could change, certainly.
Okay, all right. Well, Tricia, I don't know. The only thing I have to say to you as we wrap up the show is that...
well, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Because we're asking these two
Yeah.
what they would like to see themselves as. Think back to when you were their age for a second. I was talking about this with a friend of mine earlier. Did you have any? Did you see yourself where you are now then?
You know what, Tricia? It's funny. I was always very focused and very goal-oriented, but certainly life throws you many different, it can throw you off or spin you a little bit. But my main important thing is whatever happens in life, at that point in time, is embrace that particular journey. And I think that's the most important, if I'm going to send a message to some of the young kids, because life can be wonderful, but it also can be very difficult and unpredictable. But whatever that is in front of you today, embrace that, because when you do embrace that, believe it or not, that's going to set you on your path. And sometimes it's so difficult to figure out what that path is, but I think you have to start right at the basics. So for myself, I was always very goal-oriented. I'm very happy where I am today.
Yes.
It's very peaceful, and I'm very, you know, I look back and say, well, you know, it probably isn't exactly where I thought I would be, but where I am is exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
So I'm going to end it with that, and wish you two the very best as well. And also you, Tricia, as you continue maybe 10 years with us with the Chamber. So thank you very much, Michael, Stephanie.
Thank you, you guys.
Thank you.
Tricia, good evening. We're Mystic Matters. We'll see you next week.
So why did you volunteer to do Dancing with the Stars?
I think it's a worthwhile charity, I guess. No, I don't want to call it a charity, because I know the history of the Groton Education Foundation, and I'm one of the founders, and I'm very proud of that, but it couldn't have been done without Eric Chaney and Jane Dauphiné and Dave Winkler, and it took years to get the foundation started. And now there have been so many people as boards of directors, and so many teachers have received, you know, when they apply for the grants, and that affects student achievement, it affects students, and so that's why I felt I should give back to the foundation because of what they do for Groton teachers especially.
No matter what, this will be interesting.
So let's get into another basic. Sweetheart.
Keep going.
Walk, 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 throw her out.
And I found out about my partner that he has a very strong back, because there are a couple of lifts that we're going to have to do in this, and he's going to need to have a strong back to lift me up.
So you have to jump. So you have to create the momentum so that he can lift you up. Ready? 1, 2, so bend the knees and jump up.
They take him.
So why did you volunteer to do Dancing with the Stars?
I think it's a worthwhile charity, I guess. No, I don't want to call it a charity because I know the history of the Groton Education Foundation, and I'm one of the founders, and I'm very proud of that, but it couldn't have been done without Eric Chaney and Jane Dauphiné and Dave Winkler, and it took years to get the foundation started. And now there have been so many people as boards of directors, and so many teachers have received, you know, when they apply for the grants, and that affects student achievement, it affects students, and so that's why I felt I should give back to the foundation because of what they do for Groton teachers especially.
No matter what. This will be interesting.
So let's into another basic. Keep
going.
Walk, 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 throw her out.
And I found out about my partner that he has a very strong back because there are a couple of lifts that we're going to have to do in this, and he's going to need to have a strong back to lift me up.
So you have to jump. So you
My
have to
voice
create
starts
the
going
momentum
like
so that
this.
he can lift you up. Ready?
1, 2,
So bend the knees and jump up.
What?